This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Illinois. I am here with Automated Outdoor Solutions. Since 2019, they've been providing low-impact, sustainable lawn care services that automate your outdoor work with brands that you can trust. I'm joined here with the CEO, Joe. Thanks so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to be on the show.
I'm going to start off a little bit about yourself. You graduated from Elgin Community College. You have a history of working in the construction industry, landscaping, business development. Share with me a little bit about how AOS began and you became the acting CEO.
Yeah, so AOS started actually, I saw my first automated lawnmower at a trade show in 2016. I was actually wearing a different hat, my landscaping company, Langton Group. I was looking into automating that space for my own brand, which I still am the CEO of at Langton Group. And I realized very quickly that no one had the full solution as far as making it easy for other people to get their hands on the technology. So we put it all into one clean bundle and basically started Automated Outdoor Solutions so people could get in a simple subscription model with us and be able to automate whatever space they wanted to.
Excellent. You seen the need early on. You filled that need. Definitely an entrepreneur. If you look around, I mean, the world has become much more automated in every industry. Is automation something consumers not only enjoy, but would you say have come to expect?
Yeah, I mean, I say this to my customers all the time. Entrepreneurs, I can't clone myself, but I can get pretty darn close now with automation. I know what to expect with the automatic equipment. I can help them know what to expect out of it. And it's much easier to manage the automation than it is to manage each certain individual. So what I found in our space, it's easier for me to set out automation and then find people that can monitor the automation, and that's really been what's kind of caused us to really take off with the market share we're taking over here.
That makes sense. I mean, we all want a beautiful outdoor area to enjoy, but honestly, those with big lawns, the upkeep can be overwhelming. I mean, people are busy. Is the need to save time and energy a benefit in automating your outdoor work?
I mean, I'm going to hit this on two spots. You said time and energy, so I'm going to start with the energy part first. With the way people are trying to become more conscious of our environment, automated mowing equipment really fits a need because you can actually do that work with small gulps of energy with the way this stuff is made. It mows for a couple hours, charges for one, usually with less than 4 amps of charge. So the energy that these consume is much less than what we're used to with a normal lawnmower. And then time-wise, I always tell people with our automation, we're 6 times better than our competition because our robots mow daily versus waiting to mow once a week. So we take environmental pressure out of the game, meaning if it rains Monday and Tuesday, you're not behind if you're a professional landscaper, or if you're a homeowner, your grass just looks great all the time. So we cut more often, you get a better quality result. It's quiet, it's clean. There's so many benefits to it. Quite frankly, I don't know why people even think about it anymore, but it's my job to educate. So
I mean, the first lawnmower was invented in 1830. And we've come a long way in cutting our grass and technology. Do these machines run on gas, electric? Tell me about that a little bit.
yeah, so they run on battery. They basically, like I said, they take small gulps of energy. So to give you an example, um, each robot takes anywhere between 2 amps and 5 amps. These are the ones we use. We use a lot of the brands that come from the European market that have already been out for 10 to 15 years. And basically, they just run on electric. All the units we use are electric units. They're fully automatic.
Mhm. I mean, so obviously they're safer on the environment than your standard mowers out there. I mean, it's a green solution for folks. And like you say, people are very conscious of that. I mean, these are not just self-running mowers, but actually smart robots, if you will. Explain the technology that exists in these machines today that we as consumers can program or a professional like yourself can do.
Yeah, so they're all connected. It's basically hardware surrounded by software. And let's just say, for instance, the software are the apps that allow the robot to tell you how it's doing or what it needs. One of the things that I always say, and I really kind of coined this at our company, is I've always said when a robot has an error, it's really saying, "Hey, human, come help me," right? That's one of the things that I try to get my customers to realize. If they get an alert on their app, it's usually nothing wrong with the robot. It's the robot saying, "Hey, human, come take a look at this. There's a tree branch down," or whatever. But that's how smart they actually are. Some of the robots, I just put one on a golf course today, and it actually has obstacle avoidance. I mean, it can literally see a tree branch, it stops, goes around it, and picks up where the shadow is. So they're programmed very well. I don't want to say they're smart. They're a very smart person that programmed them to be as intelligent as we can make them in the supervised auto or in the unsupervised automation they have.
That's a great way
So,
to explain it. I mean, the brands that you work with have overcome many challenges: battery life, handling slopes, dependable, even ensuring you don't wake up the neighbors. I mean, are all these factors when choosing an automated mower things people need to think about?
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that I tell people when you look at the noise, for instance, it's basically the sound of a ceiling fan. Most of these robotic or automatic lawn mowers are between 60 and 70 decibels. So it's like a ceiling fan. So yes, we can mow at night with our robots. We use low energy. A lot of the robots we're using get 5,000 charging cycles on a battery. So when you're looking at those cycles, okay, so Midwest area, like mid latitude, let's say zone five planting, you're talking 5 to 7 years on a battery. When you get down to the southern markets where you have a 52-week mowing market, maybe you're talking 4 years, but you're mowing 52 weeks of the year. So it's really just math. I tell people all the time when I am looking into automating their property, whether it's a golf course, a homeowner's yard, or for a professional landscaper that has thousands of acres they maintain, it's just a mathematical equation. It's how many cycles are we going to get out of the robot? How long is it going to last? And what's your cost per acre that we can cut with the robotic lawnmowers? And it's fractional compared to the way the current costs right now.
Some pretty amazing technology they have in there. We're talking about as quiet as a ceiling fan. It sounds like it's HOA compatible. I won't have to worry about getting in trouble when I crank it up out there. Homeowners with
Yes.
large lawns, they must enjoy looking out the window, seeing a well-maintained yard, knowing they did not have to sweat to provide it. I mean, what has been some of the feedback? What do these consumers think of these machines?
Yeah, so it's great that you brought it up that way. I mean, usually what happens is the first couple of weeks, it's like you're the coolest person on the street, right? It's like, oh, you have a robot, nobody else does. You get a little bit of that, like keeping up with the Joneses envy type thing, right? But what the real magic happens usually within 1 to 2 years of ownership. So I'll bring up a couple of things. When you cut every day, you create a micro clipping instead of thatch. So your grass actually becomes healthier. We have all sorts of satellite footage to prove when you look at the lawns from an overhead top down, it's a greener, more emerald green looking lawn versus the neighbor's more lime green. And it's because we don't cut too much of the crown off. You should never cut more than a third of the crown off the top of a blade of grass. So that's number one. Number two, we decrease weed pressure. One of the things people never pay much attention to is um, think about it. A dandelion, it goes from yellow flower to little puffball. That's all the seed. Well, if you cut that yellow flower off before it ever has a chance to make its seed pod, you have less dandelions. So you can really get it where the plant doesn't even get its chance to run through its reproductive cycle, especially on biennials, where your first year is the plant just growing root structure, second year it seeds. So there's so many benefits. You get a thicker lawn. Anybody that trims their bushes at home knows the more they trim, the thicker the bush. Well, your grass is the same way. The more you cut it, the thicker it is. So it's really amazing.
A lot of benefits that people don't even think about is what you're saying. Definitely hidden benefits, that it's not only the technology, but an art of what you're doing, which is mowing your lawn properly. I mean, if homeowners love them, I imagine those in the commercial space, like landscapers, parks, golf courses, they must really benefit. Are these machines designed for large coverage if needed like that?
Yeah, so there's different size machines, and I go back to what I said, it's a math equation. So, there's companies right now making machines that are as small as a quarter to three-quarter acre, made really for homeowners. And then, uh, some of the brands, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say all the brands I use, but we we have
Sure.
machines that are doing 18 acres now, and those are going, like you said, in parks, golf courses, and
Hmm.
they just mow all the time. And what happens is, you know, if you're in listening to this right now and saying, okay, what if I have more than 18 acres? Well, you just have multiple machines. And one of the things that I've brought up to people, traditionally a commercial landscaper can mow about 70 acres with 2 zero turns on a truck, right? That's usually the math. So if you're a commercial landscaper, all you do is you look at your route and then you figure out how many robots you need, and they're either stationary, or we even have robots now that you can actually put on a trailer and bring around. You deploy them, the robot tells you when they're done mowing, and then the professional landscaper or the park district just goes and picks them up at the end of the day.
So really, it's just a matter of mapping out your area, crunching those numbers, having your team take a look at those numbers and seeing what you actually need. I mean, in a
Correct.
commercial application, these have to improve the bottom line in the long run. I mean, these mowers do not need a vacation. They don't call in sick. That has to be a benefit. Tell me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, here, I tell people, if if you look at what an automatic lawnmower is going to do, first, it's an inflation buster. What if you can afford a robotic or an automatic lawnmower today, you will be able to afford one in 3 to 5 years. So this is simply put. Secondly, if you're a park district or a professional, it keeps you out of overtime. So often people say to me, okay, if I automate, I want to get rid of people. And I always caution against this to people. I tell people, look, when I started to automate my own landscape company, I had 75 people. We have almost 150 people at the landscape company I own, which is not AOS, it's another company. We've actually doubled in size since we automated. And it's because we were able to pick up more market share and we were able to control our overtime. Okay.
Right.
So a lot of times when you look at the benefits to whether you're a park district or a golf course or a homeowner, whoever, you you don't have to worry about wasted time driving, people calling in sick, falling behind on a schedule. So yes, it is huge. And lastly, I mean, I tell people we can automate for them. I can usually automate for any professional in our service model for $25 an acre or less. So if somebody says, "Hey, I'm mowing for 50 an acre," they can automate and still keep their customer. So the customer they've already worked for and they can still own that relationship, because in professional landscaping, there's more than grass cutting. There's the weeding, the bush trimming, the edging. So they can do all that work and let the robots do the easy stuff.
Interesting. Wow. I mean, really customized approach, really for any client out there. Your company is not just about great machines, though. You have succeeded because of your teams that serve your customers and truly understand this technology. Is servicing what you sell always been a must for you?
Absolutely. It's one of the reasons we came up with the subscription model. I say this all the time. Too many people have watched Terminator. The first one that came out, when Arnold has his arm ripped up and he looks in the mirror and he's fixing his own arm, right? That was in the first Terminator movie that came out. Robots that we use don't fix themselves, right? And I want to bring this up because people are always like, oh man, like I was at a golf course today and all the golfers like, you're taking jobs. And what I told people is, no, I'm hiring really intelligent 20 to 25-year-old people just like myself that can fix and maintain all of the infrastructure and the equipment that's working. Um, in our industry, there's basically, for every person retiring, only one, if seven people retire, only one person's coming in to the space. So I am really proud of the fact you brought up my team, that I have found a business model where young people want to actually work in it, where they're not going to get in trouble for sitting on their tablet and doing things on a golf cart, because that's what they've been taught to do that in school. And I'm really excited to lead those teams into the future.
That is exciting. Great industry for young people out there that are embracing that technology and not running from it. I mean, you provide great warranties, winter storage if needed, pickup and drop off services, year round quality technical support. Is this service what really sets you apart, would you say, from any of the competition out there?
Absolutely. I mean, there's competition that has those things you listed. What makes us unique is we are willing to put our money where our mouth is. I personally, our company will actually buy the equipment and put it out in a monthly subscription, which layers in all the service into it. So the consumer, whether it be a homeowner, a golf course, a landscape professional, they know, okay, we make one fixed monthly payment to automated outdoor solutions. And whether the machine breaks or whatever, it's up to us to just keep the machines running. So we have a guarantee where if we can't fix a machine, we will replace the machine. That has been our differentiator. Because once someone chooses to automate their book of business, the unit can't not work. It has to work. Otherwise, they have no way to come back and cut that grass.
That is excellent. I mean, Joe, your company adds the human element to automated mowing. You are the bridge
Yes.
between the manufacturer and the end user, and you enjoy educating the consumer. Has this been rewarding work for you?
It has. I mean, even being asked to be on your show today, I am so passionate about automation because it worked for me. Like I tell so many people what differentiates us is I'm just not one of the manufacturers trying to move equipment. I'm someone that bought all the equipment for myself that I now recommend to other people, which gives me a really unique position in the space because if anyone doesn't trust my opinion, I invite them to come see what I've already created. I'm and that's what makes me so passionate about this is I know that I can prove to people not only with my words but by showing them what our team has already accomplished that this can be a benefit for them also.
Yeah, I can definitely feel your passion come across the screen. You really understand those machines. You won't put one out there unless your team has used it and tested it. That's got to make a consumer feel great. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, see all the brands they represent and service as well. They have instructions right on the website to help you map out your yard so that they can help you order the right mower that you're going to need and set up a service plan. If you've got questions, give them a call, reach out today. You can learn more by listening to their podcast as well. That's Automating Success. And we're talking dozens of episodes with leaders in this field. Once again, that is Automated Outdoor Solutions. Automate your outdoor work. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.